Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dan, and this is Forlorn Hobbies. Welcome to the Halloween special of Quick and Easy Painting, where we will be painting not one, but two of everyone's favourite spookies. Now, we will be coming up with a quick guide for both ethereal ghosts and skeletons. Now, I will be painting models for my Vampire Counts army for 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles. However, this paint scheme can be used to represent undead minions from a variety of games, or even terrain pieces such as graveyards and anything. So this video should be useful for pretty much anyone getting into painting any sort of undead models. Here's a list of paints that I will be using throughout the video. As always, the brand will be Citadel unless otherwise stated, and there are plenty of conversion charts online if you prefer to use other paint ranges to paint your miniatures. Now we will be painting one of the newer Spirit Host models from Games Workshop. Now I found this kit pretty bad, to be honest, to put together, as it was a lot more fiddlier than necessary, and the overall result is a bit cartoonish, but it will do, and it offers a good range of recesses though to emphasize this technique. So we're going to start off by spraying it with grey cere to give it a good cold undertone for a base coat to work from. We're going to take Biltan Green shade and apply it all over the model. Now, we can put on as much as we want and give it a good covering, and then once the whole model is covered, we can remove any excess by cleaning our brush and then using a tissue to just dap our brush onto the model where it's pooling, and then use the tissue to soak up any excess off the brush before doing it again, just to give it a much more cleaner effect to save some time. Once the shade is dry, it's time to dry brush Ulthuan Grey over the whole miniature. Now we don't want a heavy dry brush. We're just going to build it up gradually to give that really good ethereal effect. Now this model was particularly delicate, so just be sure that you use a fine dry brush and take your time to be gentle with it and build it up gradually, as opposed to trying to get one thick, heavy dry brush on the model. And with that, the ethereal effect is done in just 2 stages. So we're going to just prepare the base now for some basing material. So we're going to take a Baden Black and just paint the whole of the base to just make it a lot darker to help that basing material blend in to the base. To base it, we're going to apply our fast drying basing glue from Geek Gaming Scenics, as well as Volcanic Ash from Base Ready Mix, also from Geek Gaming Scenics. Now I am basing this model to go with my existing Vampire Counts army, so this is why I've gone for that particular base theme, but I wanted the darkness of the base to really draw out the bone and spirit effects on the models. Once the basing glue is dry, we're going to apply some matte scenic sealant over it just to lock in those pieces to make it very durable. Now to finish off, I'm going to take some Valhallan Blizzard to create some snow effect on the base. This is again an unnecessary step if you're just painting your models as you want to, but I'm just finishing this off to tie it into the rest of my army because that is the basing method that I have chosen to go with. So we're just going to take it from the pot and dapple it on quite thickly and then let it dry. And with that, it's time for a quick reveal of the finished product. Moving on to the skeletons, we're going to start by undercoating the skeletons with Wraithbone spray paint from Citadel, just to give it a nice warm bone undertone from which we can build up on. To start with, we're going to apply Skeleton Horde contrast paint all over the bone areas of the model. Now this will be about 95% of the miniature, so we can be quite untidy with this. Just use a clean brush and some tissue to absorb the pooling areas and the excess paint from the model. Next, we're going to focus on the other colours on the model, so potentially it could have a wooden shield or something like that. So we'll apply some wildwood contrast to these areas to get a good natural wood effect. This could be the coffin lids in terrain pieces and stuff like that as well, so it's quite all round and purposeful, really. Now there are extra colours on the miniature as well. Now for my Vampire Count's army, I've gone for a von Carstein approach. So I'm going to paint all the cloth areas that represent the heraldry and even the shield on this model's case, as I've changed the miniature now, with a Blood Angel's red to give it a quite vibrant blood effect. The other areas on the miniature, such as the straps, and to contrast the red, I will be applying Black Templar because the colours of the Von Carsteins are black and red. However, these two stages are entirely up to you. If you want green and blue, have green and blue. If you want yellow, have yellow. If you want pink, have pink. This stage is just to represent the theme of my army, more than this is the stage that you must follow. We're almost ready with the miniature. We just need to paint the metallics, so the swords and the shield trims and any armor platings on the model will be painted with Leadbelcher. Just being sure that we are neat and tidy as to avoid getting it on any of the previous stages, because with contrast it is harder to cover up than painting in a more traditional method. We're then going to apply a wash of Agrax Earthshade to the metallic areas and the red on the shield if we have opted for that colour, just to give it a more darker and dirty look, as if it's rusting away with the age obviously being buried with the skeleton, etc., just to add a bit more character to the mini, quite easily, so to speak. Once that is all dry, we're going to do an optional final pop on the skeleton, which is to apply a light dry brush of Screaming Skull to the bone areas, just to emphasize the rib cages, the depth on the gaps in the bones, and the facial structure, etc. just to really make that skeleton pop a little bit more on the tabletop. Now, as with the ghost base, we're going to prep the base for basing material by applying a bad and black all over it, just making sure that we avoid the feet of the skeleton and catching the rims if we need to catch the rims, just to tidy them up to prevent that vibrant white colour coming through if the basing material is a bit loose. And again, we're going to apply our fast drying basing glue from Geek Gaming Scenics to the base before applying the volcanic ash basing material. And then once it's dry, we will seal it with matte scenic sealant from Geek Gaming Scenics. To finish off the base, we will again take Valhalla Blizzard to apply some snowing effect to the base. So again, just putting on a large kind of dab of it, leaving it to dry, and then once the moisture is absorbed from the paint and dried, it should leave a nice kind of clumpy snow effect on the model. And here's the final reveal of the skeleton finished and ready for the tabletop. Here's both of the models now together with a few more that I've painted up, just to show off that quick and easy paint job that we have just covered. And I hope I will see you again in the next one. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy your hobby.